So we just bought an abandoned 18-acre piece of property that has had overgrowth for decades now, and you can't even walk the trails or see what exactly exists here.
So this week we are starting the process of tackling this overgrowth, seeing what we have on this land as we clear it.
Realistically, doing all of this by hand is just not feasible, so we're bringing in the big guns. We've actually bought a skid steer. So prior to this machine, I've had, well, can't even open the door. I've had a grand total of 15 seconds of operating a skid steer, just driving my brother-in-law's skid steer in a circle. And when you buy used like this, they don't exactly give you a proper lesson to how exactly you operate everything, but it's time to learn. Can't be that hard, right? So the most important thing that we added to this was a mulcher, which I'm turning on right now, I think. There we go. That's gonna allow us to cut everything down in rapid speed. This is crazy. Oh man, I'm starting things easy just by basically mowing the lawn here, mowing 3-foot tall grass. But this unit is designed to cut down trees. And it's not gonna be long before I decide, you know what, it's enough mowing grass. Let's cut some trees down.
My turn?
It's your turn. I'm not gonna keep all the fun to myself. Are you ready to learn how?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
It is surprisingly simple, but it's intimidating because of the sheer power that this device has. Engage your green button.
Engage my green button.
Yep, your green button.
Okay.
Now rev up the engine. Press your auxiliary. All right, and now turn on the auxiliary if you want to mow immediately by pressing that button on the right joystick, yep. All right. And you're good to go.
Oh my gosh, this feels like a video game or something. Oh my gosh, I love this. Don't hit the tree. Okay.
Man, we're gonna have so much fun with it. I love that you're enjoying it as well, because then we can take turns. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I love it. Definitely harder than driving a car, but also way more fun. It's like a bit more jerky. Oh! It's definitely something that takes a lot of hours, I think, to get used to before you're gonna be super confident.
You gotta be careful. There's a giant spinning blade sticking out the front of it.
So when you get out, make sure you go to the side.
Okay. How do I get out?
Press the button and kind of...
Ah, got it. Okay. Oh my goodness.
How was it?
Oh my goodness. That was like a little bit too fun, I think. Like, it's so powerful that it's very scary, but
You seemed really comfortable with it.
it was really fun. It feels like a video game. Like, that's what it's like it's jerky, kind of like if I'm trying to drive a Mario Kart and you're like, don't go that way, which is a little scary, but it was so fun.
All right, I managed to claw this back from Heather. It's my turn to get back into this machine. And man, we're just doing a bit of a warm up here, clearing around the front of the house. Then I really want to get into clearing out some trails. And I don't know how to describe this other than this is far too much power to have at my fingertips without any training or experience. There's a bit of a hot, burning smell to it, so I'm just gonna inspect the blades. Look at this thing.
Like the jaws of death.
Yeah, it's basically just a giant lawnmower, except the blades are like, I mean, they're pushing an inch thick. That's wild.
It looks huge compared to you right now.
And then it's got all of these mulching teeth. So that's what's designed to actually take down trees. I think it can take down a tree about 6 to 9 inches is what it's rated for. But man, it's wild. It's so powerful. And something like this is gonna come in handy for years to come. She's getting her first of many drinks. It's one thing we are gonna start going through a lot of is diesel. But I have a lot to learn. How to maintain this thing, how to properly change the oil, which it's due for, how to stay on top of the DEF, which we just got a DEF warning light, which really makes me nervous. Because when you buy something used with this many hours on it, it's definitely in the second half of its life. Because hey, that's all we could afford. Things happen, and when they do, it gets really expensive. Wow. If I'm not careful, I'll mulch the entire house. Or break a window or something, but right outside this house, I'm just shredding trees. Oh, I just shattered the glass. Ha! Wow. I just sent part of a tree right through the window of the mobile home. So this entire front of the house was completely covered in trees, and now it's wide open and cleared out. I did, accidentally break a window. That beast is just way too powerful and sent a piece of tree right through the window, shattering the glass. All of the glass has to be removed before we someday knock it down. But that's gonna be a really, really fun project. For now, I'm gonna move to the back of the house. I just wanna start clearing back here and seeing where we can start attacking an entry point into the forest, because I really wanna get back into the forest and start clearing trails. This is better than any video game out there. Just eating trees for breakfast. Oh man. It is just taking trees. Oh man, and turning them into mulch. That is completely insane and super, super dangerous. All of those small trees and all that brush it just ate for breakfast. This larger tree I'm gonna have to cut down and then I can mulch the rest of it. I don't know if you saw on camera, but it picked up a log and just threw it 30 yards away, which is why for all of this, I've sent Heather a little bit further away as I'm starting to get more and more aggressive with it. I'm just gonna leave the camera on a tripod and hopefully not obliterate it. Do you know there's people out there that do this for a full-time living? Like, what a way to make a living. Wow. Ah! The tree fell on top of me. I love it. All right, tree, I got you now.
So this is me back here with my safety helmet on. This is crazy watching him take down these massive trees. Oh my goodness, this is so fun.
So the whole purpose of this week is to clear as much land as possible just to get our bearings, because so much of the land we can't even walk through and see. We need to pick a building site as soon as possible, which I know that last week we were a little bit confusing in what we were talking about. So later on, we'll explain better this time what we're talking about. But for now, I think we're gonna shift gears and start clearing this trail. There's some kind of four-wheel trail, or it looks larger, like for trucks or something. I want to see where it goes because we can only get so far back into it, and that might lead us on to some other option for a building site. So I've gotten a little bit distracted and I've started clearing some of these trails here, and I can hardly see anything in front of me. These trails are so thick and overgrown, but this thing is just slowly plowing right through. It's so dense with vines and whatnot, but quite easily you just plow right through it. It's hard to do it one-handed as I'm holding the camera here. It just mulches it right up into a nice, clean, beautiful trail. Man, this entire area just a little while ago was completely covered in brush. You couldn't see through it, let alone walk through it. And now it's starting to look a bit like a park, which is just so wild. I can envision this entire area, maybe digging it out into a pond. I'm starting to envision the road being right over there, driving past the pond, or whatever it is that we do with this area and the rest of the property. There's so much potential, and clearing it back to get to this point just starts the ideas flowing and gives us thoughts of what we could do in the future, which is the whole point of this week of work. So in our last video, when we announced buying this property, we got a lot of questions about how we're going to power this build, and we're going to be completely off grid, at least for the next year, I think, just like in Italy, powering the majority of the build off grid. We likely will have the option to tie into the grid further down the road, but at least the next year we're gonna be fully off grid. And for now, what we have powering us is the EcoFlow Delta 3 series. So I'm super pumped to have a channel partner like EcoFlow who's helping power this build. I want to take a brief minute to tell you about the brand new EcoFlow Delta 3 series. So what I have here in front of me is the Delta 3 Max Plus with an additional battery sitting on top. And this is all powering our electric chainsaws, all of our land clearing equipment that runs off electricity, as well as our cameras. This is kind of the middle tier option in the Delta 3 series. EcoFlow also has the Delta 3 Ultra, which is the top of the line model, as well as the Delta 3 Classic, which is more of the entry model. Now, I'm not going to get too nerdy into all of the details of the specs between these three different batteries, but the primary differences come down to the battery total capacity, as well as the total output that the batteries have to offer. Now, we've gone with the middle tier Delta 3 Max Plus, as it has 3,000 watts of output, as well as 2 kilowatts of battery storage, with the option of adding extra smart batteries like this one for an additional 2 kilowatts. You can expand it all the way up to 10 kilowatts. Now, in more practical terms, I like to think about each kilowatt of battery storage being approximately 4 to 6 hours of critical use powering your house during a power outage, of keeping that fridge alive and your lights on and all of the most important features of your house. So this small setup right here could power an entire house for nearly 24 hours following a blackout. So right now I've got all of our chainsaw batteries charging up here, which this guy at peak power pulls about the same amount of energy as a small refrigerator. And the last I checked, we're at 99%, and we still have like a day and a half left of the battery. I'm also charging our camera battery here. So for us here, while we're building, we could be powering every single tool that we own while charging all of the batteries and cooking up some eggs for breakfast or something like that, or making coffee all simultaneously and never exceeding what the battery is rated for. For you guys at home, that means if you're facing a power outage, you're gonna have no problem powering your fridge and even cooking off of this battery until the power comes back on. was no way I'd be able to pick up that log in one go. I thought I'd have to drag it out slowly, but man, this machine I severely underestimated. Just picked it up like it was nothing. It clearly has a lot more power than I thought it did. So the number one thing that I'm worried about is somehow breaking this machine. So I've been trying to research, what do you have to do? And apparently you need to like grease every single fitting like once a day or like every 10 hours. I think I'm doing it right. But it's like just figuring out where to grease alone is a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, I just need to put in a lot of time learning how to take care of it. Because me and gas-powered or diesel-powered machinery, we don't get along. I just have horrible luck. Things tend to break rather quickly. So whatever ground cover they planted here along this edge of this accessory building, I really love. I don't know what this is, but I want to bring something like this, some kind of like perennial clover, ground cover, whatever it's called, to just grow. Something like this or like clover or something to give back to the animals, give them something to eat, as well as just cover up all of the mud and prevent all of the undergrowth and bushes from growing back. Tell you what, I'm a huge fan of electric chainsaws for how safe they are. Not a big fan of how little the batteries actually last. So I do love how portable this entire setup is so that we can be charging our batteries while working in the forest. And this is going to be how we're powering our entire build. And then once we are living in the house, this will be what protects us from those power outages. So now is a great time to make sure you guys are protected with the brand new EcoFlow Delta 3 series. There's a link in the description below that you can check out, or you can scan the QR code on screen. And we do have a special coupon code that will get you 5% off any new purchase. It does expire December 31st, but they also have some prime deals going on. Go check it out, and thank you so much to EcoFlow for sponsoring today's video. So unfortunately, I did just break something on the machine. It's not that big of a deal and it can be fixed, but this door no longer wants to open and close. I just hit a really big bump and, or actually it might be locked. No, I think it's not locked. It's just, oh great, we're locked out.
We're locked out. Are you sure it's not locked?
I'm positive. Let me just,
Uh-oh.
there we go.
Oh boy.
It wasn't locked, it just was stuck. The rollers on either side of them, so don't let it drop on your head.
Okay.
But these two rollers on either side fell out, and I'll fix it eventually. I want to keep moving for now.
Alright. Oh, this gets me every time I sit down. I was just mowing grass before, which is a bit simpler. Now I'm gonna elevate my skills a little bit and try to crunch down some trees. So should be fun. Let's do it. I forget what to do. I push the green button and then I'm supposed to push one of these buttons, right?
Yeah, push the bottom one that says AUX, auxiliary.
Okay.
Yep, you don't need to be tilted up that high, but it'll work either direction. So I'm gonna try to get more aggressive with my filming, but for that, I need proper safety equipment as this thing is rather dangerous.
I don't think I'm close enough in to actually take down the tree. I think I'm just taking down the branches. But, I'm a little scared.
Nice one, that was great. This time go lots more aggressive. Go way more aggressive, you can't break anything.
Don't say that. I surely can break something. I'm scared.
What?
Oh, it's just scary. I feel like it's too much power for me.
No, honestly, you're handling it perfectly. The way you backed up there was like professional level. Just lean into it, trust it, and try to just be more aggressive. You can't break it, I promise you.
So we are now heading to another part of the property where we're gonna actually try to build a bigger pathway back into the forest, which I am very happy about because all of this area out here that kind of feels like a park now is amazing, but I really want to have some trails back into the forest to where we can actually get back there without having to climb through so much debris. So the first hurdle that we have to get over right now is one of those rivers is actually right here. We're gonna have to cross that river, and that's the first thing that we have to do to start clearing this path. So now that he's gotten through this first area, we're gonna continue moving back into the forest, but I just wanted to assure everyone that when I'm filming right now, I put the camera on the tripod and I have been moved way back away. We have walkie-talkies, so I'm in a safe place. I just wanted to say that because we're taking the safety here very, very seriously. This is really dangerous and we want to clear this land, but we also want to stay safe.
So to me, it's completely crazy just how quickly you can clear out a path. All of this you couldn't see through or walk through, but believe it or not, it's not just practical reasons why we need to cut down all of this brush and dead trees. It's actually the healthiest thing for the forest. As we're clearing things away, it's actually quite sad how many of these trees are dead. They look healthy from a distance, but as you cut things down, as you move closer to them, you realize they're dead or dying, and that's because everything has been so overgrown for so long. All of the brush is robbing nutrients from the trees. The trees are spaced too closely together, robbing nutrients from each other. When one dies, it continues to rob nutrients, which stalls the other ones from growing. So clearing out the forest, actually cutting down the unhealthy trees, clearing out as much of this brush as possible is the best thing we can do for the longevity of the forest. And we're also keeping in mind all of the animals. There's a lot of deer here, a lot of squirrels and raccoons and bunnies and all kinds of wildlife. So we're making sure that there's a large perimeter, and it's gonna take a very long time to clear this entire property, but we're making sure to keep them in mind. I'm kind of rambling too long here, but I really want to get to a point where we can actually plant clover fields to really bring in a lot of deer. I love looking at them in the morning. It's gonna be a little bit of an animal sanctuary, I think.
The outhouse?
That's the outhouse.
Okay, so we made it back pretty far.
We made it really far back. Oh man, I was pushing too hard, having too much fun, probably going a little bit too fast. And when I stepped out of the cab, I realized there's a pretty serious hydraulic leak, which just for safety, I'm gonna relieve some pressure here. These are the kind of things that I have to learn. I don't know where it's coming from, if it just needs to be tightened, if like a branch punctured anything. It looks to me like it just needs to be tightened. These are the kind of things that scare me. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I got a lot to learn.
Did you
but
have
I am
fun,
having
though?
fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Did I back into a tree?
You did back into a tree. That was pretty funny.
I didn't.
It's over this one
I
over
didn't
here.
realize it. There is a backup camera, but it's so scratched up and broken, it's completely worthless.
I'm just glad you didn't back over the camera. That would be
Yeah.
really bad. So obviously working with machinery is a newer thing for us, and making repairs and things is just something we're gonna have to learn how to do. Thankfully, we do have family that are skilled with these kind of machines. So any questions we have, things like that, they can always help us out, but we do need to learn for ourselves. So did you end up finding any tools in the tool
I
shed?
looked through the old tool shed, nothing. There's actually a lot of really useful stuff in there, but not the specific wrench that I need, or any wrench at all. So I'm gonna just attempt to hand tighten them. There's no damage anywhere, but I'm gonna start it back up and see if we see any leaks. I don't wanna lose too much hydraulic fluid, obviously. Hey, how's it going? So I broke my machine on day 2.
Which one?
The skid steers.
Is it leaking out of the hose or leaking out of the fitting?
Out of the fitting.
How much fluid is coming out?
A fair amount, and then I would say I've lost maybe 1 or 2 cups. So I called and talked to my dad as well as the people that we bought it from. It turns out it's a pretty simple fix, one of those easy things that always gets broken. So we'll get this machine back up and running over the weekend and get back to work straight Monday morning. But for now, let's just appreciate the crazy amount of progress that we've made just in the last couple of days. For one, we now have a beautiful path cut through over that river, leading down behind towards the back section of the property. I don't know yet if this will be the ultimate road. There's another option to take, but I just want to start clearing a few different options to see even how the topography of the terrain flows, to make sure we're taking the most sensible path to get back there, as well as just exploring and seeing what else is back here. But I'd say we're more than halfway back to the back of the property. This back here is the farthest that I've been able to get back towards the back of the property. There's a huge tree that's fallen back there, and then it's simply too overgrown. I've tried to crawl through there and get to the back and see what's back there, but I've never been able to do that. So hopefully next week we tackle that tree, tackle mowing through that, and get to that back section. And then all of the progress that we've made behind the existing mobile home here has been just stunning. It's hard to remember before, but starting at about a line right here, everything this direction was completely entangled in brush, so much so that you could not see past this line, let alone walk through it. So last week we discussed a variety of different ideas for housing or what we're going to do here, but I wasn't very clear. I think we were a little confusing, so let me clarify that a little bit. Currently, there is that really creepy mobile home that's sitting over there that needs to be knocked down.
Yes.
We could knock that down and build on that existing site and tap into the electric and the the sewer.
The sewer. There's water, sewer, electric, all right there. But we don't know the condition of those things. We don't know, like, will we have to still fix all the electrical and the water? Like, we don't know how that
It might be that you save half the money on putting in a new septic. It might mean that you have to put in a whole new septic.
Yeah.
We don't know until we get that inspected. The problem is it's one of the worst building sites on the entire property in terms of natural beauty. So not exactly excited about that. The other option is to take a little bit of a longer road, no pun intended, and build a longer road to get back to the most beautiful section of the property, which will just take longer. In the meantime, we're wondering, do we build a tiny house? Should we build just a really micro cabin that we can utilize while we're building the larger place, which would be nice to have a practice run. There's a couple nice sites like that. Or should we build something that's more permanent and not in the long-term spot, someplace like the original where the mobile home, what is it?
Mobile is right. We keep getting that messed up. It's okay.
Where the creepy house needs to be taken
the creepy
down.
house.
But overall, could not be more thrilled with the amount of progress, with the amount of power that we have sitting behind me. I'm really looking forward to getting this land completely cleared, uncovering what else there might be here. I wouldn't be surprised if we found another cabin somewhere. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.